David Banner.
You know, I want y'all to think about this. I said this in one of my lectures, and I think I want to write about it a little bit more. So, would you all agree that we're people of the sun, right?
Yeah.
We're people of the sun. We're melanated. We attract sun, right? So, look at, let's say if it's summertime. Nowadays, where are white people during the summertime?
Tanning.
They tanning, trying to become tall, dark, and handsome, right?
With nice lips.
All right, but wait, let's go back. Where did they originate? They originated from what?
Ice. From the ice.
From caves, cold, wet, cold ass climates, right? Dark climates. In the summertime, where are black people now?
Yes, sir.
In the shade.
In the motherfucking house with the lights cut off with some air conditioning. So, no, I'm serious about this.
That's so
No, I'm dead
funny.
serious.
I
like,
know, 'cause that's true.
It seemed like a joke, but I'm serious. It's like we have reverted to the caves, and they have tricked us. Everything that they talk about that pertains to us, they were the ones. Like, even them saying that we are lazy, we did all the fucking work for you. And now, since they said it so much, it's almost fucking true.
We believe it.
You know, like,
We believe it.
like, dude, grown men are whooping on fucking elders. And like, and one thing I like to bring to attention, a lot of this shit got to do with our gangsters. When our gangsters start allowing people to pay them for something that was ethically right, now the lames could be cool now, because all they got to do is pay their tax. When we was young, if you was fucking lame, you was fucking lame. We extorted you. You couldn't pay to be around us. You could pay to survive. You could pay to exist, but you can't pay to be amongst us. If you a fucking lame, you a fucking lame. You know, and the thing that we have been talking about, and I'm just telling y'all, man, it almost feel like the honorable man. It's almost like, shit, we the one that get attacked. It's like we the one that's wrong for holding down and wanting to be something and do something right.
Because it's less of us and more of them. So it's like, if they can bleed you out, because it's easier to be that way, the other way. It's easy not to have no morals. It's easy not to have no discipline. So if they can bleed out the rest and then let the masses take over, then shit, that's what they're going to do, because that's the easy route. They want us to not be around. They don't want nobody that got morals and stuff to stand in a position of power, because then certain shit just not going to fly.
And I want y'all to think about something too, and I'm serious.
Entertainment glorifies that kind of stuff too, man.
Right.
Entertainment glorifies that lifestyle. Like, just like Lee said, the gossiping, that's mainstream now. Mm-hmm. You know, look at the reality TV shows. Mm-hmm. You know, the worst aspects of our culture are now primetime television, and we're the ones tuning in watching it.
And it's
Why
not
are
even
we
reality.
entertained by the worst of us?
And say that, Regina.
It's not really reality.
People don't know that.
No, it's not.
Right.
Like, who eats out every day? And
They write the script and just go tell somebody to do it. They give the scenario. They like, okay, you and Tommy gonna fight today. However y'all get to that, it's on y'all, but y'all gonna fight. Right. So whatever it may end up being, as long as y'all make that happen, like, it's crazy. White people realized and I think it's an ancient African law. You are the God of your existence. White people discovered that, so they can even make the lie the truth if they say it long enough. Yep. If they say it long enough, like they told you that they were in America first. That is a fucking lie. How can you discover something?
It's not true. You know it's not true, but we believe it anyway and be running around partying on Columbus Day.
But watch this. If your child does not mark Christopher Columbus on that test,
he's gonna get an F.
His ass not passing on. So in actuality, and I'm gonna tell you something, Regina, and this is no attack at all.
are you attacking me?
Huh? No. This dude said something one time. We were building out in front of Seven Nanda, and I'm gonna show you how it. He said, whether Christ existed or not, Christ exists. And I thought that was so deep. He was like, regardless of whether Christ ever walked this earth or not, if he was a real person or not, Christ runs the world. Period. And that's the same thing with the truth. Whether I said this, I said, I said, be the God of your existence or be a slave to theirs. It's like our children are being raised by fucking television.
Yeah.
You
Yes. Like they chase this like a drug
Mm-hmm.
as babies. It's amazing the how they're drawn to it.
So like, when do you think like you really notice the swing? Because I always be telling you like I feel like I'm in a gray space. Because it's like I was raised around all older people because all my brothers older than me and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? So I came up running behind them. So it's like I'm not actually y'all age, but I run with y'all. But like my age group into some other shit. It's just like I'm just in this gray space that don't exist. And like in real life, where my mind is at, it's like it's not there. It's like like an alternate universe or some shit.
Bizarro world. That was what I was saying. Yeah. Tommy Nova, let me ask you a question, bro. Like, one of the things that I fear, bro, and I've always wanted to have a bunch of kids, man. And since you are our specialist in this, you know, in our neighborhood of kids. No, I'm just fucking with you down. No, but like how, bro, like I used to want kids, man, but like now I don't even know, bro. Like how, because you got to think, I study children because I speak to them so much. And I had this therapist to tell me that there's 3 things that influence your kids the most, right? It's the parents, it's the school, and then it's the friends, right? We're not even talking about radio and television and movies. That's even bigger. But they said even if you give your child the perfect tools, they're still being affected by the friends. They're still being affected and socialized, because I don't know if y'all know that public schools after, Scott, I think it was the mid or early 80s, that they changed the public schools to the main key for public schools was socialization. It wasn't about educating you. It's when we ring this bell, you get in line. You know, one of the reasons why they wanted to
work in the factory.
Right. One of the reasons why they took out, they started putting the uniforms in the schools is because they don't want our children to be individuals. They want you to be a cog in this machine. So like, Tommy, like, what do you do, bro? Like with your kids, man, to sort of guide them around and shit, but still allow them to be children.
Yeah, it's difficult. It's difficult. My son is 14. He's at that age where it's almost like they want to listen to everything but the parent. You know, it's almost like you know what's right for them, and it's almost like they just. It's kind of hard to explain. Being a parent in this day and age is probably the hardest thing in the world right now, especially with everything going on. But you just got to know that you're giving them all you can give them, and you got to live with the results.
Yep.
You got to live with it because you know you can't be. I'm here now. I'm not where he is outside right now. I'm not. You know he's going to be with his friends, and they're going to be trying to do stuff. So you kind of just got to, monitor it when you can. And just make sure you instill in them values, and make sure that, because it's going to be bumps in the road. Right. And you just got to know that when they do happen, he hears that voice that you was telling them all along.
It's funny.
Thing you can do, man.
Me and Sally agreed that if we could, we was going to try to place our kids around the same time so we could I already told you, you ain't got no, Like we're gonna raise each other the way our grandparents used to. Y'all know shit, where we from, if your neighbors caught you, that was 2 ass whooping.
Oh, that's what I was about to say. Can we beat your kids?
Yeah.
You can.
Yeah, I mean, but you remember back in the day, like how you would be outside playing, and if you got in trouble or if you did something wrong, that news got home to your parents before you did, just because of the neighborhood, because everyone was raising you. And now it's totally different.
But the neighborhoods in certain places is even set up different. Like, I love Atlanta, but the way the shit set up, like for my nephew, like Lil Ham, I'd be like, damn, your childhood got to suck. Cause it ain't just like, you can't just move amongst the block in the neighborhood like how I set up in the Midwest in Ohio.
Well, even my house, bro. I don't
think
know
about it. If
folks.
I was a kid and I lived, I'd be like, man, this shit weak.
This shit whack as fuck.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't no, like, you can't maneuver the way you used to, the way subdivisions and things are now anyway.
Go back to what we said. I forgot what episode it was. We try to remove our kids we try to remove our kids from danger and from fear, but those were the things that made us who we are.
Right.
Yep.
You feel
And they're
me?
drawn to it. No matter how far you move them from it or what they do, they're still compelled to like, oh, that's so dope. Look at street. It's crazy. Like you work so hard to remove them, but they're still drawn to it. And like Tommy said, all you can do is, raise them and do the best you can because they think they know everything.
Even the concept that our communities and neighborhoods are more dangerous than white ones. I don't feel that way.
Well, it's not the truth.
I mean, when I'm rolling through white communities, I feel more at risk because you can get pulled over. They can plant stuff on you. You can get shot while jogging. All kinds of stuff can happen. I feel more at home in the hood, to be honest.
Yeah. And statistically, what people don't watch, we were not a suicide-based community.
We're not even a violent community. Most violent crimes are committed by white males, over 70%.
Most of the drugs around this planet.
Serial killer.
They said on the God box, and the FBI said this, that white people are 3 times more likely to have drugs on them when they're pulled over, but Black and Latino males are 3 times as likely to be pulled over for it.
Right.
And they know this and still treat us different. But the sad thing is, even with us knowing how stuff is, we still move our kids out. We still, and it's funny, we've had a couple of shows that even talk about that. Like, even putting in them in their psyche that if my parents put me out here, that means that white people are better than me. We forget, we don't think about the subliminal messages that we give our children. And when we send them to white schools, you can't be mad that they don't teach Black history in white schools because it's a fucking white school. If a white kid, I said this and they got mad at me at one Black college. There's some white kids there. I told them, shit, you gonna take this shit. Welcome to our world. If you coming, because I said 9 times out of 10, if you coming to a historically Black college, you coming because it's cheaper. You're not coming because you want to be around Black folks. So deal with this shit. We deal with y'all every fucking day. Yeah. But I'm worried. Because when me and Lee set out on Scott, it was crazy, man. We were sitting out, and because of the pandemic, it looked like it looked like one of them sci-fi movies. It was like tumbleweed and shit. What was it?
Nobody out.
Yeah, and we sitting out, talking about where the world is. I watched the cat. There's this cat that even though he didn't show the girl, it was a cat getting head on Instagram. Like, and I'm like, dude, like, at what point is it too much?
One of my friends told me that happens like on school buses.
Yeah, I mean, you do it, but the showing
crazy.
it is the problem. You ain't got to show every fucking thing. Like, I grew up like, you don't show shit. Like, everything you buy, I got a lot of nice shit. I ain't fucking running to Instagram. Look what the fuck I bought. Like, if you see me in person, you're gonna see the shit. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers put everything they buy, everything they fucking do all on Instagram. I was taught, like, you didn't do that shit. When they saw you, you seen it. Other than that, fuck that if you ain't even around me. Like, why are you just putting this out there? You putting everything out there.
He said the key. He said, I was taught.
But yeah.
Everybody ain't taught.
But that was
so can we get back to that, though? Do you think that's a possibility?
But it's only a few of us who can still teach it now because the motherfucking adults gone their damn self. How you gonna teach some shit and you gone?
Well, what I say, this is what I feel. And I know this sounds harsh. And a lot of people gonna be surprised that I feel this way. But like after my accident, it's gonna be just a lot of motherfuckers gotta die. It's just a lot of motherfuckers that's just gonna have if you really wanna look at God, we all talk about relationships and with God and God. You wanna see God, look at the jungle. If you don't adapt in the jungle, you die. So we trying to save all these people who don't wanna be saved. I told y'all what the preacher told me. He said, David Banner, before you go to war with the devil about freeing your people from hell, make sure that they're not happy being there first. Most niggas are happy. We are writing a book right now. And with the book, one of the things about the book, we talk about why it's so hard to have a Black political party. And one of the reasons is because it's 5 type of Negroes. It was 5 type of Black people. You got the bourgeoisie who usually benefit, and I said I ain't gonna even call no motherfuckers name, but it's a lot of niggas out here who claim they are for black people and moving black people forward, but really what they've already become famous with the world being the way that it is. Why would they want to change anything? If you're a multi-millionaire and you made money off of us acting the way that you don't want to change that. You just want shit to you want it to not outwardly affect you. So you got bourgeoisie niggas who know better that won't do better. Then you got the stalk raving niggas. I'm talking about the niggas. Then you have the people like our parents who really, they just want to get along. Mm-hmm. Like they want to go to church, they want to work their job. As long as they child, they don't want it, you know what I mean? It's not good or bad, they just really want to get by and die, all right? Then you have the people who know better, but it's such a small group of them that it really don't matter because they know better. But that's just like me. People say that they are not leaders. They are great leaders. Everybody in this fucking room is a leader. But if the people are not listening, I'm not saying nothing different than Marcus Garvey said, that Elijah Muhammad is saying or have said, that any of our leaders, Malcolm, Martin, is nothing that we are saying that's new. Knowledge is old. But if the everyday average person doesn't listen to it, don't fucking matter, dude. Everybody has their own agenda. When they started making these motherfuckers, one of the things that somebody said to me, and I never thought about it, what's the guy that created Apple? Steve Jobs. They said people thought that Steve Jobs was a humanitarian, but he gave me another aspect. He said he was a tyrant. And they said, what do you mean? He said, and we set up and did this one day. He said, count how many businesses that were ruined by the iPhone. We counted over 30, like fucking phone. I mean, not phones, but fucking cameras,
pagers,
fucking pagers. What's the shit we use in our car all the time?
GPS.
GPS. Fucking
Blockbuster.
Everything, bro. It's like everything is now. Even the way that we used to listen to music, we used to get together and listen to music. Like I said, I think in the last episode, we couldn't get Mobb Deep like y'all could. So if one person got the Mobb Deep, they maybe had 3 in the record store. If one of us got it, we all came to each other's house and listened to that bitch. Now, a teacher can't even reprimand a child. What the fuck you talking to my child for? Your fucking child's a beast. I'm being real.
I know you are.
I'm being real. So like,
but kids know, too, that teachers can't talk to them a certain way, so they are wild with it.
Yeah, I ran this little white kid, and it wasn't because he was white either. I ran this little white kid when I was teaching. I ran him almost through a wall. Because he was rich. On the job? Huh? He was rich. It was in Baton Rouge. He was rich, and he was bad, and he got thrown out of all the white schools and all the black schools. And I was teaching at one of the very aggressive black schools, and I took him and I ran him into the wall. He said something to me, and he said it in front of other black kids. And then he said, it was so funny, he said, I'm gonna tell my daddy. And I told him, look me in my motherfucking eyes. I said, I'll beat your daddy ass. He looked at me like, yeah, you are pretty big. So the principal was a female principal. She pulled me to the side and she said, Mr. Crump, you can't put your hands on these children. And I told her, I said, I'm a man before I'm anything. And all of these kids are looking for weakness. Mm-hmm. I am the only teacher in this school that can control your kids. All of the rest of the teachers come and get me when they have a problem. If I allow him to emasculate me in front of black kids, I lose control of my class. Yeah. So you're going to have to make a choice. Do you want a strong black man in your school, or do you want me to quit? Because you ain't got no other choice.
But think about it, though. Think about back when you was in school. Even the baddest, worst motherfucker that was robbing niggas young, all that shit, he still never got really out of line with adults.
No.
He did shit, but when people came around, he played that shit cool as fuck and was like, oh, no, I ain't doing that. He never was just outwardly like, fuck adults or fuck his elders. They never did that. I know some motherfuckers that was horrible. Horrible. I mean, real life robbing motherfuckers at 12, 13 years old, catching bodies, like horrible motherfuckers. But they still, when they did come to school, wasn't getting out of line fucking much.
Not like they do now.
I'll say this too. I think one of the things has to do with the males, the males also. I said this in a song once. I said, like, how can you control the world when you can't control your house? When you can't control your block? You know, the movie that we writing that's coming, that we're writing on a Banner Vision, that's what the movie is about. It's about a black, it's almost like a black Rambo. And he realized, like, you know, I didn't fought these wars for America, but I'm not doing shit for my community. So he said, he walked out the door and said, y'all do whatever the fuck y'all want to. Y'all ain't gonna do it on this block. From this house to this house, I catch you, I'm doing something to you. And and for real, I think we all know this, man. These kids just want somebody that they can trust, that's gonna keep their word, and that's gonna stand for something. If you a hoe, they gonna treat you like a hoe, and they should. Scott, bro, I've watched you raise 2 or 3 kids that were not your kids, bro. And I've seen a success rate, bro, that's amazing. How were you able to keep that amount of respect? Because, you know, a kid quick to tell you, you ain't my motherfucking daddy.
Well, I think it was, you used to say this in your lectures a long time ago. You said, you know, if you're going to show a child in the hood another way of life other than a life of crime, you have to make that shit cool. Mm-hmm. So when those kids came to me, I wasn't necessarily preaching at them. You know that. I was, you know, I got the house with the pool, with the truck, and banners coming through every day. So they looking at me like I never met a cat like that can do this kind of stuff legit. So I think it started there with me just presenting it in a different package than what they were accustomed to, people just coming and talking at them. And the other thing is they're comfortable enough to listen to me. And because I listened to them. You know what I'm saying? I let them talk. I let them vent. I get their perspective on things instead of just running off at my mouth, because I don't know what an 8th grader's doing right now. You know what I'm saying? But
and your consistency too, bro.
Things that they wouldn't tell their own parents,
right?
And we started having real conversations. It became less of a uncle, nephew, or father figure type of situation. It was just an older person that's had some experiences that was really sharing it with them in a way that they could understand and appreciate. So it was about a mutual respect level that had to be met at first.
Can you also explain how I would always watch, Scott would give them goals and make them write out what they were supposed to do so it will be clear. It wouldn't be no lies like you said you was going to have this, and that done. And if you didn't, it means you can't get this, or you can't come around here, or it ain't no pool, or it ain't no hanging out, it ain't none of that kind of shit. I think a lot of times, bro, there isn't a clear, concise message that's coming from parents, and then parents don't follow up a lot of times. Where did you get that from? Was that your dad being in the Army?
My father was in the Army and he was a teacher, so that's the way he raised me. You know, he raised me understanding how to set real goals. If a kid was making a D in math and I asked him, what are you going to do to get that grade up? And he says, I'm going to do better. I would say, well, what does that mean?
Right.
How do I know when you've done better? No, you got to make an A. How you going to do that? Oh, I'm going to try harder. No, you're going to put 3 hours a day in on math. That's something that we can measure and say that you completed it. But I think, you know, when I got out in the adult world, I realized that people are accustomed to getting let off of things and you don't have to complete projects and shit. But that wasn't in the military. You can't not finish a task. It's just, that just doesn't exist. You have to finish it. And my father was the same way. Anything he told me to do, it had to get done. Even if that meant I didn't get no sleep at night. He would ask me, did you sleep last night? Yes, sir. Well, why isn't my stuff done? You know, it's just no excuse. You just don't leave no way out. You have to accomplish what you're supposed to accomplish. That's it.
Sally, I want to ask you a question. And I think this relates, and I think this has something to do with it. And let me digress for a second. One of the things that I tell people also, and parents are surprised that I say this, I don't think that there should be a zero tolerance with bullying. I don't think bullies should be just totally ran out, because one of the things that helped me grow was when I punched my first bully in his motherfucking mouth. No, I'm serious.
No, you're right.
And because ain't nobody gonna stop that bully out in the real world, we need to keep microcosms of what the world is, so we can find it. If you say zero tolerance, then you just put them out, and that sickness or whatever that ailment may end up being in their personalities continues to fester. But what I was going to ask, go ahead.
I was going to say, but children need to learn how to resolve conflict within themselves, because conflict is common. It's just a part of life. Yeah. So they need to like that's something else that they don't do in school anymore because of zero tolerance. So they don't get a chance to do it.
What I was going to say, Lee, is that one of the things that I didn't notice until Karan told me about it, and because you're a football player or you played a lot of football, you're so much more than a football player, excuse me. Just giving trophies for shit that you haven't accomplished.
Right.
I think small little shit bleeds into the community, and a lot of people feel like they deserve something.
It's a lot of shit. It's like, for one, like them getting awards and you didn't win shit. That's first and foremost. That's a major thing. But then even simply down to like, like parents getting mad at how long we gotta practice and shit like that. You work a regular job, your ass gonna be working long. Like just little shit that you see that started as small shit, and then when you start looking at it, sit back and look at it all, like when we used to practice, we had double sessions. We would be at that motherfucker from 6 to 6. Literally. We couldn't even go home. We had an hour and a half break. You had a half hour to eat, a half hour to chill at 12. And we was back out that bitch practicing. They done took away how that practicing is. So it's like all the shit that made you disciplined and have to respect some shit. Then now it's like if a kid don't play at a school, his mama and them pulling him out, letting him go to some other school and shit. It's like, look, you had to wait till you got a shot, motherfucker. Ball, get better. Or your ass was done. And then it's like all this AAU basketball shit. Basketball really fucking shit up. That's why all these little dudes want to hoop and shit. You know what I'm saying? Do that soft shit. No offense, but they want to sit back and shoot threes and shit. And they play this like soft style. Like that shit bleeds over into life, man. I'm sorry, it does. It's a game, true, but that shit affects everything about you. Because you ain't have to go up against nothing and grind against nothing early. So when you face with it later years in life, you don't really know how to handle that shit.
I tell kids, mothers, that a lot of the kids that I deal with come from single mothers. And I'm not trying to make a broad statement about all single mothers. It's just been my experience. I find that a lot of parents try to protect their children from hardships, try to shield them from being uncomfortable. But life isn't going to do that. And sooner or later, they got to get out of your house and figure it out for themselves. So when people are overprotective of these kids and not allowing them to struggle and are now allowing me to discipline them in the way that I think might help them, first of all, you came to me. So whatever you're doing didn't work, and that's why you came to me. So let me try something different. But when you try to shield them from that, you're really doing these kids a disservice. Because when they become adults, they're not going to be able to handle adversity. Those are the kids that get fired. Those are the kids that can't hold on to a job. Those are the kids that are sleeping on your couch at 40 years old because, they get anxiety from an 8-hour day. You know what I'm saying? We're raising a nation of soft-ass children, and it's not doing them any service whatsoever.
Because they think everything's fun.
That's the
And they don't have chores.
Everything's
They don't
not
have
fun.
chores anymore.
That's a kid that gets slapped in the face, and because he ain't never had to deal with no hands, go and shoot somebody and end up in jail, and he ain't even built like that.
Exactly. Get lost.
Let's talk about some solutions. Let's talk about some things that we can do. We've acknowledged that it is a bizarro world. Anybody got some solutions?
Man, I just try to just lead by example. I don't just be running my mouth. Like everything I say, like if you see anything about me or around me, like I do the same shit I talk about is the same way I live my life, always have been. You know what I'm saying? Like I still you just gotta have respect. They gotta learn respect first and foremost before anything. The only way you're gonna get respect, you gotta get that shit.
And
what I'm
you have to teach them that because sometimes they don't know. What I see a lot of kids doing is they'll just be like, well, I want a cookie or I need this or can you get it? Like no manners. So all of that comes in because like my granddaughter, she'd be like, I want fruit. I say, do you mean, may I have some fruit, please? Or can you get me some fruit? Like some kids don't know because they're just accustomed to just saying what they want and getting it.
And I have a tendency. There's one of my friends' daughter is home from from school in Paris. Remember when I was in Paris? I went and saw her to make sure she was all right. We got really tight, and I think that this young lady has the potential to change the world, or at least make it a better place. So like when she came back, I wanted to give her some money, right? But I didn't want to give her shit. So what I did was, I told her, hey, I need all, you know how many albums I got in my house? Right. I need them in alphabetical order.
That's crazy. I did that with my sons when they wanted money to buy shoes and stuff.
There has to be a rites of passage. There has to be some crucible, because in life you don't get shit for free. And if you do, again, you got to pay something. You giving, whether it's your freedom, whether it's your information, it's something. Corey.
Yes, sir.
Bro, you been quiet, man. Like, what's your take on all of this, bro?
I've just been listening. I mean, a lot of it comes down to teaching these kids the value of working for something. Like you mentioned, like you just didn't want to give your friend's daughter anything. You wanted her to work for it, so she saw that value. I mean, I think about growing up and going out with my brothers to wash cars, and as a way to make some money to go buy candy or whatever. But it's like you saw that instant value. You saw, okay, I work hard, I make this money, I can go to the store and buy some candy. There's been a breakdown in just establishing the fact that you have to work to get what you want. And now these kids, a lot of times these days, it's that instant gratification because they're used to the technology. They're used to being able to, oh, well, I want this, and it instantly being there. So they don't even know how to handle when they have to work for something, when they're told no. Like you tell a kid no these days, and they don't know how to respond and process it.
Or they can't understand. Like I'll give you an example. I see this a lot in my DMs. People who don't even know you, people who haven't even spoke to you. The first day, hey man, can I get a beat? Get a beat for free?
Yeah.
Not even, hey, Mr. Banner.
Hey,
how you doing?
Can I lease it? Can I lease your beat?
I don't lease. Yeah.
No, I'm saying they don't even ask. I know you don't lease. I'm saying they don't even say that.
Yeah, but even more than that, hello, hi. You know, and what I'll tell y'all is, and this is what I know, the reason why America is making everything seem free, the reason why they're pushing us on these phones, is they don't want you to know how to do anything but what they want you to do. They don't want you to write. They don't want you to think about math. They don't want you to know how to work, because it's going to get to a point if we don't change something, we're going to be totally dependent on the system. The other thing is I remember they said this was crazy. They were asking the kids, like, what were the 4 food groups? And one of the kids thought that Hot Pockets was literally a food group.
Wow.
But that's our fault, though.
That is.
That's not the children's fault. That's our fault. Our children, I'll say this again, are a direct reflection of what we did or did not teach them. I saw a study. I think I told you or Scott about it. They did a study of 15 very affluent black families. And they put fake cleanup people in the house. And it's like super multi-million, billion-dollar families. And out of those 15 families, none of those black families taught their kids or talked to their kids about business at the table. There's no passing down of what our grandparents did. And I'll tell y'all something that I have a problem with. Everybody wants to move into the future. You know, it's like building a house, but you don't put down a foundation and wonder why the house continuously falls. We don't do nothing our grandparents did. When I think I was the last generation. When we came home from elementary and it was warm, up until I was in like the 4th or 5th grade, you had to hit that damn garden. My grandma had a garden that was about 3/4 of a mile long behind her house, and you had to shell some motherfucking peas. You had to motherfucking go get that sugar cane, some shit, or your ass wasn't eating. And the crazy shit about it,
that's true though.
I even noticed it when we went to the grocery store. Like my grandma was getting shit that would help her do the shit at home. Like, do they even sell seeds in the grocery store anymore? We used to go to the grocery store and get seeds, milk, butter.
Not as many as they used to, though.
Yeah, and then that shit probably all GMO Monsanto'd up. You know what I mean?
You can just plant the seeds from your food.
But one of the things I do like about us, we've all agreed that we take care of each other. And what I was trying to say, you know, when I went into my small little tiff about some people need to die, I think we spend so much time waiting for this kumbaya moment where all black people are going to get together, and that's never going to happen.
Not coming.
I believe it's going to take a group of us to successfully do it, open it up to another small group and be like, yo, because I had an idea for a community where we vetting. Your ratchet ass cousins can't come over here. No, I'm serious. I'm serious, bro. Like, because ideas travel just like diseases do.
Mm-hmm.
And when you plant them, they're hard to get out. Like, there's gonna have to be a small group of us who have to show people. Because you gotta understand, I tell people this all the time, white supremacy pays. White supremacy shows you every day, if you look closer, if you look like us, act like us, give up all your signs of culture, that we'll pay you. Or you can be upwardly mobile. Black folks who want you to do better, they guilt trip you. Fuck that. Show them kids some success. If you show kids success and that they can make money by farming, them kids will be farming. They stand out on that motherfucking block in New York, Tommy.
Yo.
If it's 120 degrees outside,
Right.
Motherfuckers out there selling crack, huh?
You damn right.
That's the same way that I mean, man. So, in closing, anybody got anything they want to say in closing?
I think you raised an interesting point about not giving anybody anything, man. This is a society of get rich quick, get things without doing a lot of hard work, like Corey said. And that's just not, there's no longevity in that, man. There's just no longevity in that. We got to get back to earning our way. Instead of people want to rise to the top so quickly, but you get there and you're not even prepared for what all comes with it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I remember when I wanted to work for D'Angelo. If I had got that job that year, I would have messed that up so bad, y'all wouldn't even know me right now. It took me 11 years to be able to prepare myself to go around the world with that cat of hard work and grind. But people don't want to put that hard work in, but that's how you get better. That's how you prepare yourself for the next level.
I always say, God, don't let some of your dreams come true because he, she, or it knew that it would be a nightmare. A lot of times we think we ready for some shit that we not. What's that old Damien look for?
Nothing.
What's the Damien look for?
Nothing.
You got some closing comments?
Now, when you was talking about, like, with your grandmother and them, with the chucking, like, my pops used to, he went and got, a lawn service, and that's how I used to get money. He used to overpay me, but I would have to cut people's fucking grass, Fridays and Saturdays to get money to have from, that's how he would give me my money. You know what I'm saying?
My daddy made me cut his yard, the pastor's yard next door, and he charged me service on his lawnmower before I could go make my money. I'm serious. The other day, Banner, last week, he walked in my room. He had 6 guns in his hands. And he said, I need you to clean these. He dropped them on my bed and walked out.
Wow.
I cleaned them, told him it was done. He said, okay, you can have them.
Yeah.
And he gave them to me. Vintage shotguns, double barrel, a 44 Magnum, all kind of
But
shit.
you still got to earn this shit.
He's still making me earn it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we didn't have to work in a yard, but because we lived in the city, but we had chores every day. Like you said, when you come home from school, we had to do our homework, do our chores, and then we can go outside. And when we got to a certain age in California, I think it was 13, you can get a summer job. Like, it was understood that we was going to work at 13.
Corey,
so we had to earn our way.
Corey, I wanted to add something to what you said about how it got to your parents before you got home. Another thing that I didn't find this out, Lee, until I got grown. You know one of the reasons why your parents didn't want kids in the house when they were gone? It wasn't just because they didn't want you fucking and all that kind of shit. It's because they didn't know whether the house was clean and how the family was viewed.
Yep.
That meant everything. The family name meant something. Most of these parents don't give a fuck either. So it's like, when you had kids having kids, a lot of that was missed. Man, I saw 2 generations, a mother and a daughter in the club together. I thought that was the craziest shit.
I don't like that.
Yeah, I think that's the worst shit.
It's got to be a level of separation.
Well, me and my daddy go to strip club, so fuck it. We out here. I'm grown now. I've been waiting my whole life for that. That's my dog. So shit, I can't speak to that when me and my dad kicks it.
Yeah, but y'all are special. Y'all are special. You are an exception to the rule because of the type of person. You remember when I told you what my dad
old
said?
young man.
Huh?
Yeah, like my dad told me. My dad said we can kick it now because you have achieved. You are the man that I wanted you to be. so we could kick it now.
Yeah.
But like, it's common thread now. Like, I think there has to be a line of demarcation. There has to be a line of separation, and that's the reason why shit is so blurry. Grown-ups want to be kids, and kids want to be grown-ups.
I definitely want to be a kid.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no, I'm cool. I want to be grown.
Can't be grown and a kid?
Yeah, kid at heart, but kids can't see I'm a kid.
No.
But I think, like Salih said, man,
At
it starts
times.
with the people right around us. You know, got to take care of our own homes first, and from there it branches out. You know what I'm saying? Each kid is a universe, all his or her own. So if you can get one kid at a time, you're changing the world that way. But I think we don't have to go down to the stadium and speak to 70,000 people to make a difference. Take care of your nieces and nephews and make sure they squared away.
Yep.
Okay, now, Regina.
That's a lot right there.
Regina, I
Yeah.
know we are crass on this show sometimes, and it makes you uncomfortable. But I'm about to say something, and I mean this. I had this girl that I used to deal with, and she was really loud, first of all. Like, have you ever seen Porky's? Is that a movie called Porky's? Remember the girl who used to put the sock in her mouth?
Oh, yeah. What they call it? The squealer or something, the howler or something like that.
So it was this girl, right, man, and her mom stayed in the house with her.
Mm-hmm.
And she used to always try to get me to beat her when her mom was home. And I would never do it because I thought that was the most disrespectful. And she told me one day, she said, I pay all the bills in this motherfucker. And I was like, so what? Your mom is still
Don't mean nothing.
Your mom,
that is so fucking disrespectful to me. Like, I just really thought that, and I wouldn't do it. I just wouldn't do it. And, just...
So you took her to the car?
Did you still deal with her after that?
Yeah. Because her other talents were awesome.
Superseded.
Yeah.
That one flaw. I mean, it's everybody gotta, check on the board.
You know who it is.
Yeah, everybody got to check on the board.
Yeah, it's whether you want to deal with it. And she took care of her mom, and she, she was. I wasn't raised like that, man. Even the smallest thing, like we talked about, man. I remember one time my dad slapped the living shit out of me, and I realized now because up until like 10 years ago, I thought he was so fucking mean and wrong. He didn't smack me because I was wrong. He smacked me because you don't talk back to me after I reprimand you. You fucking wait, and in front of my wife. Like, now that I'm grown, I see a lot of shit that I didn't see. I probably would have slapped my little motherfucking ass too. He slapped. It was nothing.
My mother had an ill backhand game.
For real.
Boy.
My pops, we never got it. He always tell you ever raise your hand at me, nigga, I shoot you. And I've always believed it. And I would never, ever try.
That is a great point.
And you had older brothers, too, to see.
I would never try. He was like, I fucking shoot you. He was like, you would never whoop my ass. He's like, you get all the muscles you want. You would never whoop my ass because if you hit me, I'm going to fucking kill you. And I just, he told me that when I was a kid, I wouldn't dare. Because I truly believe he'd pop my ass.
Did I say this on a podcast before? Me and my dad had an understanding that if we ever got into it, he'd either kill me or I would kill him. And he knew that I would kill him because that's how he raised me.
Wow.
So like it was really scary with me and my dad because he gave me a gun at 10. Like I've had a legal gun since I was 10 years old. I've been driving a car since I was 8. And but it was that's how much wow. That's how we gonna end it.
Where did you go at 8 in
That's
the car?
how much because back then you still buy cigarettes and beer for your parents.
Mm-hmm,
that was before they passed the law.
Did you drive to the store to get
I would drive to the store.
To the store, man.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
But think about this.
You'd have got arrested
Our
in
parents
California.
were so much about respect that they were willing to kill their own child for it. Now, people care more about the friendship and the relationship than they do of the potential well-being of their child. Because what did they say, Regina? You spare the rod, you quicken the child to the grave?
Mm-hmm.
You're sending
Southern
your
way.
child to the grave by not reprimanding your child.
Parents are scared of their kids these days.
All right, so Corey, put me some music right here. We're about to close out. This is card he had for us. Okay, boom. So he sells cards. This is reflections of my first trip to Africa. This is Anthony Browder, Tony Browder's daughter. Atlantis Browder. I'm very proud of you. Oh, I'm covering up your face, sweetie. Her book is out. Make sure that you go and pick it up. This is the book that changed my whole entire life, From the Browder Files, which you can get off his website, but you can also get it on davidbanner.com. In this case, and in this case only, we would prefer you to go get it from him, but, you know, you can still get it here. I think this is going to be the book that we put in the second guide box. Me and Mr. Browder have been talking about it, but survival strategies are the solutions. We talked about the problem in this book. And do y'all want to know something that I'm actually embarrassed of? I've never actually read this book. This book influenced me so much that I would keep reading it over and over again. I think to be a better role model to Salih, I'm going to read this. Maybe we'll read it together if you.
We can read it together if you agree to set some picks.
Bro,
oh, man.
Your whole life is a pick right now. Everything that I do is for you.
No, my whole life ain't a pick. I feel like AI out this bitch. Like I'm just shooting and scoring. Rock retired.
If he was 6'5".
If I was 6'5", like Kobe said about AI.
But what I'm saying is, bro, is a lot of that stuff, bro, I don't be wanting you to get into though, bro.
But it's fun. It's just like I don't.
But you can do that on your own.
I know, but I know it don't mean shit. It's just like playing a video game.
But
it's
everything
fake.
we do,
I like some of the alternate universe. I like.
Yeah,
that's one of the things.
He's one of the guys that go to Bizarro Land and stay there.
I go there for a while, attend it for a few hours, and then I come on back over.
But what I'm telling you is everything that we do is a pick for you, though. Huh? Everything that we do, your whole life is a pick, bro. Like I said that wrong. My whole life is a pick for you all. Yeah, it's just what you decide to do with it. You want to do trash.
You like. I need a pick to get, like, you know, like, you do like 2 points is 2 points. Now I want to dunk on the motherfucker head. You know what I'm saying? I want to Vince Carter their ass and catch it back here.
Oh, my gosh.
I want that. That's what we want.
Hey,
Regina, you know, I can put one off the glass for you. So I know the old man want to show he's studying. I know the old man. You know when Dr. J showed he could still dunk at 60-something?
Oh, man. Hey, Corey.
Yes, sir.
Anything you want to leave us with? Anything positive? Anything dog-based?
I don't know about being dog-based, but I just want to say I think that there's something to be said about earning your way to something. You appreciate things different when you work for them versus if something's just given to you. Right. And I think that's something that a lot of people don't understand. Like you just genuinely appreciate something that you worked for, that you know you grinded for.
That's true.
And I want these parents to know that our children, again, are a reflection of what we did or did not do. I think we just got to be consistent, a little bit more consistent about the things that we stand on and that we stand for. We appreciate y'all. This is the David Banner Podcast. We love you all. What's happening? This is David Banner from the David Banner Podcast, and I'm here to tell you about Anthony Browder. He is the author of From the Browder File and Survival Strategies for Africans in America, and the contributor to a timeline which documents 8,000 years of African history. You know you saw it on the show. Don't front. Browder is an expert in Nile Valley studies and has researched Egyptian history for over 40 years. He has traveled to Egypt 58 times and has traveled to Rome and Israel researching the African origins of religion. Browder is conducting part 2 of a webinar on the Nile Valley origins of Christianity on Friday, June 5th, and will tell you the truth about the greatest story never told. You can register for this event at www.ikg-info.com. You can purchase a digital download of Browder's webinars at ikg-info.com, along with his books, DVDs, and timelines. Make sure you support. This is the David Banner Podcast. Thank you.